Hey guys, it's Izzy here, and hopefully I had the focus on my camera fixed. It's been messed up the last two videos, but I think I got it all fixed in the settings. But today we're doing my August TBR. I'm going to be showing y'all all of the books that I would like to get to in the month of August. Let's get into it. In August, I am really focusing on books that I've been meaning to get to, rather that be sequels, buddy reads I never got around to, books that were nominated for awards. That's the theme. It's still kind of mood reading since I'm not reading like a particular genre. The first book I have, let me rip that off, that's where I have my, this is the August TBR stack. But we have Showtime, Magic, Kareem, Riley, and the Los Angeles Lakers Dynasty of the 1980s by Jeff Pearlman. This is a nonfiction. My favorite TV show of last year was Winning Time, and that TV show is based on this book. That made me want to read this. I've read another book by Jeff Pearlman on the, I don't remember what year, but in the 1980s. Met my friend, he read it, and I was like, I will get to it someday. And someday is going to be next week is when I picked this up. So obviously this is what it's about, is the Los Angeles Lakers dynasty in the 1980s when they were winning championships, having the rivalry with the Boston Celtics. It should be a good time because Jeff Pearlman will give you all the tea, and I greatly appreciate that. Next is Maame by Jessica George. I got this at Book of the Month and it was in February 2023. This was nominated on Goodreads and on Book of the Month for various awards. My bookmark is falling out and I actually don't really remember what this book is about. It's been way over a year now. It's fair to say that Maddie's life in London is far from rewarding. With a mother who spent most of her time in Ghana, yet still somehow manages to be overbearing, Maddie is the primary caretaker for her father, who suffers from advanced stage Parkinson's. At work, her boss is a nightmare, and Maddie is tired of always being the only black person in every meeting. Smart, funny, and deeply affecting, Maame deals with the themes of our time with humor and poignancy. From familiar duty and racism to female pleasure, the complexity of love, and the life-saving power of friendship. Most important, it explores what it feels like to be torn between two homes and cultures, and it celebrates finally being able to find where you belong. I do love those themes. It seems like it's going to be an emotional read, and it must be good if it was nominated for some awards. Now we have a sequel. This is the third and final book in a trilogy, and that is The Rise of Magicks by Nora Roberts. Yes, this is Nora Roberts writing a high fantasy series. I never know, is it high fantasy when it's taking place in our world? So this is the third book in a series. I'm just going to tell y'all what the general first book is about. We're in our modern society and a pandemic happens and basically the majority of the population dies, but some people, humans, sprout magical powers, whether they be fairies, witches, they basically become mythical beings. Obviously, some people are gonna have things wrong with that, being like, I don't know what you would say, like racist towards fairies, racist towards witches, because they're not typical humans. That causes a lot, because a lot of the regular humans are trying to kill the mythical beings, and this is trying to just unite everybody and make America whole again. And this book series always has these really cool in pages. This is not a special edition or anything, like you can get this at Target. So I think those are always really cool, and I love dystopian, post-apocalyptic. I always find those stories very intriguing, going back to like my middle school. It wasn't even like middle school, but yeah, roots for the Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Divergent, that era. This is a book that was nominated again at Goodreads and Book of the Month. This is more of a mystery thriller, I think, even with some historical fiction elements involved. And this is The River We Remember by William Kent Kruger, and I got this in September 23rd, 2023 at Book of the Month. Let's see what this one is about. So on Memorial Day 1958, as the people of Jewel, Minnesota gather to remember and honor the sacrifice of so many sons in the wars of the past, the half-clothed body of a wealthy landowner, Jimmy Quinn, is found floating in the Alabaster River. Investigation of his death falls to Sheriff Brody Dern, a highly decorated war hero who still carries the physical and emotional scars from his military service. Okay, that sheriff sounds like he's going to be an interesting character to read about. Even before Dern has the results of the autopsy, vicious rumors begin to circulate. The killer must be Noah Bluestone, a Native American World War II veteran who has recently returned to Jewel with a Japanese wife. As suspicions and accusations mount, the town teeters on the edge of more violence. Durin struggles not only to find the truth of Quinn's murder, but also to put to rest the demons from his own past. This is a thriller, like mystery, kind of legal. Why does this somewhat remind me of Where the Crawdads Sing? But I do think this is going to be so interesting looking at these characters. The man who they're all accusing, I doubt it will be him. The sheriff, they all just sound really like they're going to have emotional depth to them, and that you can really just dive into their minds. We have another sequel now, and that is a science fiction one with Cataclysm by Lydia Kang, and this is in the High Republic era of Star Wars. There's a lot of wars and all going on. This is the Jedi confront the path of the open hand and end the forever war. After 5 years of conflict, the planets Iram and Urano are on the cusp of real peace, but when news breaks of a disaster at the tree signing of Jeddah, violence reunites on the beleaguered worlds. Together, the royal heirs of both planets, Fentuzin and Ziri Albaran, working alongside the Jedi, have uncovered evidence that the conflict is being orchestrated by outside forces, and all signs point to the mysterious path of the open hand, whom the Jedi also suspect of causing disaster on Jeddah. So all roads lead to Downa. Gela and her and her allies prepare to take on a foe unlike any they've ever faced, and it will take all of their trust in the Force and one another to survive. I did not love the first book in the series, but I heard that this one is way better, and I am trying to read all of the Star Wars books in canon and Legends alike, so this is just another step in that path. I've told y'all I want to add more nonfiction and graphic novels into my reading, so I am adding one of each month, at least until October. Then we're gonna change things up, so stay tuned for that. But this is the book that I'm doing as a buddy read this month, so if any of you guys would like to jump in and read this book as well, feel free to do so, and leave comments in my videos of your thoughts and whatnot. The Library book by Susan Orlean. This is a nonfiction all about a fire at the Los Angeles Public Library. But on the morning of April 29th, 1986, a fire alarm sounded in the Los Angeles Public Library. As the moments passed, the patrons and staff who had been cleared out of the building realized this was not the usual false alarm. As one fireman recounted, once that first start got going, it was goodbye Charlie. And the fire was disastrous. It reached 2,000 degrees and burned for more than 7 hours. By the time it was extinguished, it had consumed 400,000 books and damaged 700,000 more. Investigators descended on the scene, but more than 30 years later, the mystery remains. Did someone purposely set the fire to the library, and if so, who? Brimming with her signature wit and insight, compassion and talent for deep research, the library book is Susan Orlean's thrilling journey through the stacks that reveal how these beloved institutions provide much more than just books, and why they remain an essential part of heart, mind, and soul of our country. It is also a master journalist's reminder that perhaps, especially in the digital era, they are more necessary than ever. And I think this one's just going to be very relevant with, you know, people wanting to ban books and everything. I could so see, like, far-right extremists burning libraries. I think that happened in the UK recently. So that's very scary to think about, people burning libraries. I mean, we don't even know if this was an intentional fire, but it's going to be really interesting to see the different theories going around this case, and it's a book about books, and we love that on BookTube. Lastly, we have a graphic novel that was a gift from a friend, and that is Six, and this is in the Stranger Things universe. So this is in 1978, America is still in the midst of the Cold War and exploring dangerous scientific frontiers. So it's basically like 11 on Stranger Things, but following one of the other subjects. I don't like calling a person a subject, but you know what I mean. One of the people in on this MK Ultra experiment thing. Those are all of the books that I would like to get to in the month of January. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it through this whole video, leave a fruit emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! If you are familiar with my videos, you're used to seeing Sherman at the end of them. Sadly, Sherman has since passed away, but I would still like to encourage you guys to help your local shelters. Sherman was at the Darlington County Humane Society in rural South Carolina. I always have their link down below in the description if you guys would like to help them, but also help your local shelters as well. You can do that by donating, sharing posts like this one, volunteering, fostering, and adopting, which it's great to do all of those things. Great to help your community, great to help the animals in your community, and I cannot recommend it enough. All of my pets were rescues, they were strays or from animal shelters, and I love them so much, and I know how much love they can give, so knowing these pets at the shelter can equally give that much love, it's amazing. And y'all should totally take part and help out those local animal shelter pets, and please help them.